I can do something for Kashmir outside. But not a once we have seen government of J&K, or you call it UT or J&K, never been there to represent themselves. Whether it has been their textiles, crafts, arts. You see the textile industry of other parts of India coming and representing in Middle East and developing connections there, then doing the trade with them. Not a single officer I have seen on board. See, startups are very important these days because, as you yourself said, employment is not so much here now. Unemployment is on rise, and you cannot give employment to everyone. It is impossible. So, what I suggest in this matter is that कि ये मिस्टी का स्टार्टअप कारून छो जो भी स्टार्टअप कश्मीर में करना चाहता है उसको वो स्टडी करना चाहिए वेल study it in all aspects. What you see in hospitals here, every time you are seeing on the social media chaos. It needs health medical discipline here first.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Candid with Nazir Ganaie. In this episode, I'm joined by a very special guest. He is someone who has done remarkably well in his entrepreneurial journey. He's currently based in Oman, Mr. Lateef Shahdad. लतीफ़ शहदाद की अगर जर्नी की बात करें तो ये यहाँ कश्मीर से निकल के मुख्तलिफ ममालिक में जाके फिर इन्होंने अपनी जो है एक्सपीरियंसेस वहाँ से हासिल करके फाइनली ही सेटल्ड इन ओमान एंड राइट नाउ he is also working with a Swiss based company there and also heading its operations, and he's also one of the board of directors for Oman Switzerland Business Association, which is a de facto chamber there. लतीफ़ साहब बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. बहुत ही बड़ा लंबा सफ़र है आपका कश्मीर से निकल के फिर मुख्तलिफ ममालिक में जाके. तो अगर बात करें कर कोरोताई डिसाइड कश्मीर में ज़ियारुन तो पाते मिशकारुन कुयन या मिशकारुन गस्म फील्ड में आई हैव टू काइंड ऑफ वर्क देयर.
पहली बात तो पहले मैं आपका शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहता हूँ. I like to thank you for reflecting the strengths of my life. और आपका जब भी चेहरा नज़र आता है तो मुझे संतूर नज़र आता है. So since I have a very uh, big association with music, so you cannot be forgotten. So it was a very good way to get connected and to get introduced. I left Kashmir in 1991. So it has been almost 34 years. And I was a teenager when I left Kashmir. However, I had no love to leave Kashmir. I used to love Kashmir, and I used to love everything about this place. And I was associated in many ways during being a teenager with Kashmir. And I was exploring my teenage life in a very passionate manner. And I was trying to get as passionate as much with myself and with this place. And I'm sure every Kashmiri gets in love with this, with Kashmir, with their roots. And lately, when I had to leave, I was getting associated with music. And I was involved in Radio Kashmir. Yeah, जिसको आप मगरबी मौसीकी कहते थे. Western music. And there was a very huge association I had those days developed, and it was my first earning in my life. Yeah, it was my first earning. I remember when I got a check of 200 rupees, it was something for me as it was 20,000 for me that time. For me it was a big thing. So when you earn first time, being around 15 years old or 16 years old, it is something that you cherish. And you feel that you have become a man, Absolutely. Then, but there was a purpose, somehow I had my soul was connected to music, the Western music. And initially I used to write a lot to the Western music. And the pattern happened, I used to write some messages to my female and male friends and used to ask some extraordinary music to them. And I knew they had some extraordinary Western music in their library in Radio Kashmir.
अच्छा
Because Radio Kashmir had one of the earliest and a very big library of Western music. Those
अच्छा
LPs they used to have
हाँ
those days. You don't get those
LPs हाँ
LPs anywhere in the commercial shops
अच्छा
those days, even in India, even in
हाँ
Kashmir. So I used to press them. I used to uh, literally force them to play those music
हाँ
because like Neil Diamond's, it was very old collection. They had Neil Diamond's or Frank Sinatra. You know, people used to listen those days. Brian Adams, Michael Jackson. But you have a lover of music. You will listen to Frank Sinatra. You will listen to Neil Diamond.
हाँ
So I used to dig them out. They found that this guy has a big interest for the
हाँ
music, and he is writing to us every now and then. He is writing to us. And those days you didn't have emails,
आपको
so I had to purchase the postcards,
अच्छा
then go to the GPO and send them on the exact date so that they can play.
हाँ हाँ
You know. Then I used to keep a tape recorder in front of the radio to record that
हाँ
so that I can listen that again. Or I had to give a repeated request. Then they on air asked me, why don't you come and meet us? However, I started writing something for some other purpose, but they, asked me. They asked me, and as they found that we,
they're
yes,
interested
they were interested. Yeah. So I met them, and I found there was a lady who was behind this,
हाँ हाँ
an elderly lady. Her name was Uma Khosla.
अच्छा
She was the founder of Western music and Maghribi Musiqi in Kashmir.
अच्छा जी
Then she took me out and she told me, "I'll tell you a story." I told what? She told, "I started this to change the culture here
हाँ
because we were a very conservative society as Kashmir, but uh, they wanted to introduce in Radio Kashmir a culture that has some modernization, going towards some modern westernization
so
and also so that the young couples or young boys and girls can go out, listen some Western music, and have coffee together and wear some Western clothes while listening to Western music.
so
So this was the idea she had introduced to the director of Radio Kashmir that time,
अच्छा
and she was given this mission to take it further. And she used to always be dressed in Western clothes,
अच्छा जी
as a lady. Those days here, it was not so easy to walk in the in the
जी
denims and the or the t-shirts here by a female. So she wanted to make it a big statement to this, and the music was to convey the communication
अच्छा
with
जी
those people. Then she told me, "Why don't you join us?" I thought, "What can I do? I don't have a good voice.
हाँ
Maybe I have a good face, but I don't have a good voice. Your voice can be heard. Your voice can be good when you hear it from the radio."
रेडियो
I said, "Okay, fine, but what do you want me to do? Yeah, you can join. I can share your thoughts." I told, "I don't want to do what you are doing
हाँ हाँ हाँ
because this is something playing a music and playing a request. This is not something I like to do. So what you like to do?" I told, "I would like to display the culture of Kashmir through the music, through the Western music."
हाँ हाँ
So then they were very much,
interesting
interested, and they supported me. So we found a theme. I told my theme first will be to tell people what is your culture, art.
हाँ हाँ
Then I gave certain things to them. They told, "Okay, go ahead." My first program was on there, that what is our classical dance of Kashmir.
अच्छा
Everybody was saying it is rope, it is dambal, it is that dance and that. But however, people didn't know. Then I thought that
it is
yeah,
best
it's
way to
difficult to
introduce
do. So I gave my story, played a Western music, in between the story,
हाँ हाँ
and became very interesting. And next day we received lot of requests that we want to hear such things more.
अच्छा
The next episode was on Sufiana music, how it came to Kashmir.
हाँ हाँ
Next episode, I told them, let's make it instrumental.
अच्छा
Okay, so this is how it became interesting day by day. But time was less for me. I had to leave. I had to professionally prove myself towards my parents that I have to do something else rather than being here in this.
As a complaint.
Yeah, and I had a dream to become an engineer those days, and I had to leave. So that is the time when I disengaged from Kashmir, and then I never looked back.
And you straight away went to.
Yeah, I straight went outside Kashmir. Then I did my engineering. Then I did my master's business from London, England, and then I straight went to do my job in Middle East, Oman. Then the journey started like that. Then I went in between to Turkey. Almost 5 years I was in Turkey, Istanbul, and I speak Turkish as well. Apart from I speak Arabic, apart from I speak what you speak. So this is how it has been. And in that journey, I have served almost 16 countries in this whole journey of my professional life, and that covers the CIS countries, that covers Middle East, that covers Near East, and Europe
तो
as
अभी
well.
आपकी जो वाबस्तगी है वो एक स्विस बेस्ड कंपनी के साथ है बट बेस्ड इन ओमान.
Oman, yeah.
And what kind of work you do there and what is the
Yeah,
association with the.
I represent Schindler in Oman. That is the biggest and one of the innovator companies of elevators and escalators. Uh, Swiss watch and Swiss lift are the two very popular products in the world. And Schindler is a pioneer and has invented elevators since 151 years.
अच्छा.
So this is how I became associated with this company. But my journey started with Fujitsu in IT. In Delhi. That was my first professional job. I was, I think, first Kashmiri those days to work for IT company. After that, I went to Middle East.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But from IT, I went to straight to the product and manufacturing.
So now you're also one of the board of directors for Oman Switzerland
Gulf
Gulf
Association.
Association. So what kind of works you do and
We look after the trade, businesses, and exchange, cultural exchange of two countries. It's non-political, and whatever comes in this, in these uh, objectives, we fulfill that. And what our objectives remain that we want Swiss companies to work in Middle East, especially in Oman, and we want Omani companies to go and work in and invest in as well as in Switzerland.
so,
And moreover, we want technological exchanges, sustainability. We want AI to develop in both countries. What Switzerland is working on that to have an exchange with Oman, and we want Omani youth to have exposure of the education technology with the Swiss universities. Okay. We recently had one MOU with the Ministry of Tourism in Oman that is now being developed as tourism college with the help of company, hotel company, hotel institute company in Switzerland. So they are developing a Swiss tourism college in Oman, so that the locals there are the Arab locals there, they can be trained there rather than going to Switzerland.
अच्छा. What are you doing to give back something to the Kashmir? I mean, in Southern Kashmir has got करो. You also would be planning to kind of initiative करो ये कि या ये कि अगर काम business hub institution से which can work in Oman also. So can practically कैसा कैसा काम.
Yeah, yeah. First, I am also representing Ghani Global family also in the Middle East. Having said that, we have approached. I have approached, and there was a mutual interest by the government of J&K that they will develop some coordination with the Middle East to exchange culture or trade relations with the Middle East. Because as you see, Nazir Saab, I have over the years I have been in out of country and associated with embassies, Indian embassies especially. I have seen lot of states representing themselves with their business associations, chambers, and with their unified, community to take advantage what their community can do in Middle East or Oman or here, like Kerala, like Tamil Nadu, like Gujarat, like Uttarakhand, like Bihar. They come as a unified command to take the opportunities, whether it is mining, minerals, it is IT, it is, oil and gas, whatever you see. The Gujarati community, you see, they are all done every now and then they are there. In my whole life, what I have seen outside, I'm also a lifetime member of Indian Social Club Oman. I'm also associated with Indian Embassy. I'm most of the time arranging national events for uh, Independence Day, 26th January, sponsor them, organize them in terms of many activities. But it has been always my endeavor and a dream as well, you can say, that I can do something for Kashmir outside. But not a once we have seen government of J&K, or you call it UT or J&K, never been there to represent themselves. Whether it has been their textiles, crafts, arts. You see the textile industry of other parts of India coming and representing in Middle East and developing connections there, then doing the trade with them. Not a single officer I have seen on board. Not a single office secretary or whatever hierarchy you call them have seen there. And no one approached as an NRIs who have an approach there, who have a know-how there,
Could be the
who have
stakeholders also.
developed their things for other states or other countries. When I can do something from Switzerland, why can't I do something for this state? I bring businesses from across to Switzerland from here to there, businesses. I have- I arranged first meeting last year in Davos for Oman for the economic summit, but I couldn't attend myself there. But I was the as a board, I was the team behind it. So what can we do? So for this, we have recently now initiated because the new government led by Omar Abdullah Saab, they are active. I think they have some initiatives given by the chief executive Omar Abdullah Saab to be vibrant in this outside.
दोस्तों जब हम कश्मीरी की बात करें, कश्मीरी डायस्पोरा की बात करें, तो बहुत सारे ऐसे ममालिक हैं जहाँ पे कश्मीरी लोग जो है मुख्तलिफ सेक्टर्स में अच्छा खासा काम कर रहे हैं, और उसका ये फ़ायदा हो सकता है कि ये एक इनिशिएटिव लेके एक कन्वर्जेंस में काम किया जा सके, और जो जम्मू एंड कश्मीर की गवर्नमेंट है, सरकार है, वो भी उनके साथ राब्ता करके फर्दर ट्रेड रिलेशंस को बढ़ाया जा सकता है. Uh, Latif, what do you think? What is needed to actually robust the system here? I mean, to accelerate the process of you know trying making this trade relations better as far as the जम्मू एंड कश्मीर is concerned. आप खुद मुख्तलिफ जो है अखबारात में लिखते हैं. You are a columnist also. You write for Gulf newspapers also, and you write on the economics. You write on the entrepreneurial journeys and all. What do you think? What is needed? What should Jammu and Kashmir do to actually better the people's aspirations?
See, it can be developed on two levels. One is micro level, one is macro level. Micro level में आपको अपनी governance we have to change our governance in a way that it has a very open objectives. It's not closed. Micro level, it has to have connections. I met recently the chief secretary Saab here in J&K, and I told him, gave him a suggestion. He was very patient in hearing me. I told you cannot develop Kashmir internally or nationally. Kashmir can be now only developed internationally because you have a huge audience outside, your audience, your Kashmiris who are non-residents. You have a huge residents outside, and they are they are your strength. They are your opportunities, and they are the future investors you have here. Because as soon as you go outside, you make money. Definitely, he will like to come here. Mm, Meet them, organize a summit, business summit here, NRI summit here. Ask them what you need to come here. I don't need somebody to come to me from ABCD. If my own person is coming here and telling I will invest 10 crores, 20 crores, whatever, and they are all Kashmiris are doing well, I'm sure. We have a huge, philanthropic, uh, entrepreneurs outside, leaders outside, professionals outside. I'm sure they have a dream. They have endeavors to come back and do something. So that is what I had suggested, that to create such connections so that you can develop certain things with them, and it becomes a very inclusive atmosphere here, where everybody has feel the right that, oh, it is the time, it is the place. As I explained to you that art was always in my mind and my soul, music and all. And as I used to see the different artists performing on international stage, whether it was national from our country or from other countries, it was always used to come in my mind. Can I wish I can listen, or I can hear, I can see somebody on this stage from Kashmir. We have great artists here, you know, like you have Abhay Sopori here, like you have Gulzar Ganaie here, like you have other artists here. That's our art, that's our that's our identity, which has sown pehchan, kosher music, Sufiana music, cho, baki acid associations, Shah Mazam. You should sown pehchan, which music sown pehchan, which art, which story, which at the end, which is sorry so مےٚ کَریو واریاہن سۭتۍ کوٗشِش کہِ کینٛہہ آرٹِسٹ اِوٕن یِم ڈراما آرٹِسٹ تہِ ٲسۍ لایک احد راز he approached me once. He told me, I will send you my CV, can you invite me? So yes, and that was really very interesting, and I was very helpful to everyone, but you know as I said, it's a lack of connection from other side as well. But if people are connected, we are inclusive, we can help. أسۍ ہٮ۪کو پنٕنٮ۪ن کٲشرٮ۪ن help کٔرِتھ international stages منٛز وٲتِتھ تَتہِ اکھ concert کٔرِتھ کشمیری concert ہم organize کر سکتے ہیں کسی بھی country میں. I'm not just talking where I am. It can be Seattle, it can be New York, it can be Turkey, it can be Middle East. یہ کہیں بھی ہو سکتا ہے. مگر یہ چھِ تیٚلی گژھِ یہِ ییٚلہِ اکھ connection روزِ کٲشرٮ۪ن پانَس پٮ۪ٹھ بروسہٕ روزِ کٲشرٮ۪ن تِم کرن approach, they are open, تِم نیرن کٔشیٖرِ منٛز پتہٕ یہِ کرن اتھ منٛز contribute.
اچھا وٕنکٮ۪ن چھِ کینٛہہ سٹاٹ اپس کٔشیٖرِ منٛز خاص طور چھِ ینگسٹٲرٕس چھِ کران گژھان سٹاٹ اپن منٛز تۄہہِ چھو واریاہ ایکسپیٖرینس نٮ۪بر کٲم کرنٕچ تہِ باقین کمپنین سۭتۍ تہِ تہٕ کیاہ پزِ أکِس سٹاٹ اپس یا اکھ یُس کانٛہہ پنُن انٹرپرینرشپ چھُ کران سٹاٹ کیونکہِ ان ایمپلایمنٹ چھِ واریاہ کٔشیٖرِ منٛز تہٕ you yourself have been writing about taking a different route to address the unemployment. تہٕ کیاہ پزِ کرُن تہٕ تُہۍ کِتھ کٔنۍ ہیٚکِو personally your organization, your association, how can it help them?
See, startups are very important these days because, as you yourself said, employment is not so much here now. Unemployment is on rise, and you cannot give employment to everyone. It is impossible. So, what I suggest in this matter is that कि येमिस ति कांह स्टार्टअप करुन छु, जो भी स्टार्टअप कश्मीर में करना चाहता है उसको वो स्टडी करना चाहिए वेल. Study it in all aspects. Take some time. Don't jump, don't rush. Startup मेरे को करना है तो बस मैं कल शुरू करूंगा. और मैं उससे पहले उसको ये एडवाइस दूंगा, वो कुछ पहले पहले अप्रेंटिसशिप करे, किसी जगह काम करे, किसी जगह सीखे, कुछ एक्सपीरियंस हासिल करे, उसके बाद उस स्टार्टअप पे वो स्टडी करे और उसको कंसल्ट करे. और जो भी ये स्टार्टअप्स चला रहे हैं आज मैं देख रहा हूँ आजकल इंस्टीट्यूशंस है, आई एम जस्ट स्टडीइंग दैट these days IIMs are promoting it huge. बट वो भी एक क्या कर रहे हैं, वो एक साइंटिफिक वे में उसको प्रमोट कर रहे हैं. I have association with them earlier. वो मगर उसको एक वेरी स्ट्रक्चर्ड वे में ले रहे हैं, तो वो उनको माइंडसेट तैयार करते हैं. दे मेक देयर माइंडसेट, स्टार्टअप माइंडसेट वो अलग होता है rather than just jumping in the startup. So I think if they take it in a very structured way, उसको स्टडी करे, थोड़ी एक्सपीरियंस यूज करे और एनवायरनमेंट को स्टडी करे, It's not impossible. I'm sure they will succeed.
हाँ। तो अभी आप चूंकि जो आपकी एसोसिएशन है और आपने कैंसर्स पे भी बहुत काम किया यहाँ पे कश्मीर में, खासतौर से लतीफ़ साहब, जो मेरी गुफ्तगू आपसे हुई थी, योर सिस्टर ऑल्सो वाज अ विक्टिम ऑफ कैंसर एंड शी वाज अ साइंटिस्ट हरसेल्फ। तो उस जर्नी के बारे में बताएं, और हाउ डू यू सी दिस health landscape, health scenario shaping up in Kashmir? You know, now you have very lot of private health hospitals also here. तो क्या लगता है आपको ये देख के यहाँ पे?
My association started, actually, my sister developed cancer at early age, at the age of 32. And that was a very, very tough journey for full family. She was in London, and she was a clinical scientist in Roche, UK. And uh, incidentally, she used to develop cancer trial drugs. And she was a global scientist. She used to go countries to countries to develop the cancer trial drugs for Roche Pharmaceuticals. Somehow she developed cancer herself, but she didn't give up. She fought with it. Her prognosis was 1 year. However, she was brave. We used to pray to Allah to prolong her life and save her life. And her company helped her to give the trial drugs. Her colleagues helped her to reach to the right oncologists, and somehow her life prolonged for 7 years from 1 year. In that journey, she started helping the cancer patients, and she also became the chair of OCOM in London to help the OCOM patients. Even she had cancer, she used to help them. And later on, she, uh, diverted her attention to Kashmir while being in London. That the she, resembled her life. That what must be going on for the poor patients here who develop cancer, and how can I help them? So she started getting involved here from there. And during that conversation, she told me, if I get well, I will develop a cancer trust in Kashmir. Her name was Sabah Shahdad, Dr. Sabah Shahdad, and she was the first PhD doctorate student, Kashmiri student from All India Institute of Medical Sciences. So after she died in 2013, I and my mother, we you know we thought to carry her dream, her last wishes, that something should be done on this matter. So I was the founding idea of that cancer trust we made here. It was called Helps Sabah Cancer Charity Trust. Idea was that it should go to the poorest, or the poorest who cannot afford the cancer treatments, and it should be that the hospitals should be given the funding and asked to help directly the cancer patients here, poor cancer patients. And in that, I developed a vision here that how situation is running, how it is affecting the people here socially. It is very, very impossible for somebody to sustain who has a cancer, especially the woman, and as it has a stigma, it has other things associated with it. So it carried on then for that trust, and I'm not associated, however, in any way with that trust now. But I was the founding idea of that. With regard to your next thing that you asked me about the healthcare here, see, it is very fragile here. It needs sustainability. What you see in hospitals here, every time you are seeing on the social media chaos. It needs health medical discipline here first. Then it needs a sustainability, and then they have to work hard in bringing a very you know uh, like uh, like-minded healthcare for the people here. If you see any Kashmiri here, nobody is happy with the healthcare here. You have a bunch of doctors, you have this. Okay, I don't want to go into that, but what I see should be developed here. It should be uh, healthcare which is recognized in terms of sustainability, medical discipline, which has a reverse. Which has a feedback, so that the patients, what patients are going through here, that are addressed. Number one. Number two is the operationability. Are we equipped to do every healthcare, everything in healthcare here? Has somebody studied it? Why are we going outside Kashmir? Has somebody studied? And how much is our capacity? Are we reaching everywhere? See, Kashmir is not an easy landscape. Are we reaching everywhere? And there are other things, pandemics here, or local things here that has to be studied. Somebody has to do a holistic study on this and bringing a very modern healthcare here with an affordable prices to every Kashmiri here.
It, it,
Within that, it is not complete.
any message or any effort if, for the upcoming businesses, if they want to reach out to you, or they would want to have some kind of association in Oman or in Switzerland, so तुम क्या करते थे?
Well, I'm open to any like-minded person who has endeavor, who has an objective, professional objective. If he wants any advice, professional advice, or he wants any other support on this, I can be reachable.
लतीफ़ साहब, ये गुफ्तगू हमारी बहुत ही अच्छे एक बाग में हुई, वो भी आई थिंक दिस इज प्रोबेबली वन ऑफ द फ्यू होटल्स इन कश्मीर विच हैज गॉट ग्रीन सर्टिफिकेशन। पूरा जो है यहाँ पे ग्रीन इज ऑल एवरीवेयर। तो दिस वाज लतीफ़ शहदाद। ये हमारे इस प्रोग्राम में आप आए, आपने हमें अपना कीमती वक्त दिया, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। और हम आगे भी कोशिश ये हमारी होगी कि आपसे राब्ता जारी रखें, और जो भी हमारे यहाँ पे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हैं, स्टार्टअप्स हैं, उनको आपकी जो एक्सपर्टीज़ है उससे फ़ायदा मिले। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सर।
Thank you. Thank you so much.